Breaking news! The latest news has the fan base worried, and I'll tell you everything in detail about what happened behind the scenes. But first, be sure to hit the like button and comment below. Rise up. That way I'll know you're a true fan. The buzz in Flowery Branch has just escalated, and if you're a Falcons fan, you'll want to stay with me till the end because what's happening right now at training camp could very well shape the trajectory of this entire 2025 season. It's not just about who's taking the field, but who's not, and more importantly, why. While the pads are finally on and the intensity is ramped up, a string of subtle but significant developments is stirring a mix of excitement and anxiety within the fan base. First, let's talk about the immediate headline. The Atlanta Falcons have officially removed cornerback Kobe Bryant and defensive lineman LaCale London from the non-football injury (NFI) list. Both players took the field for the first time this training camp during the team's fourth open practice. This is big, especially for Bryant, who many believe should have been selected in the draft. Falling out and signing as an undrafted free agent, he's had to prove his worth every day since. But until now, he hadn't been able to show anything due to being sidelined. With the green light finally given, he now enters the competition for a 53-man roster spot, and trust me, his journey is one to keep an eye on. Then there's LaCale London. For those who don't remember, London spent last year on the Falcons practice squad after coming over from a strong stint with the XFL St. Louis Battlehawks. He appeared in 7 games in 2023, recording 13 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and even a fumble recovery. He didn't see action in 2024, but now, being off the NFI list, he's officially back in the mix and looking to break through from the practice squad bubble to a game-day contributor. London's reactivation brings much-needed depth and could be crucial given the way Atlanta wants to rotate along the interior of the defensive line. But just as quickly as excitement builds for these returns, concern creeps in, and that's where things start to get tense. All eyes have suddenly shifted to first-round draft pick Jalen Walker. Let me put this into perspective. Walker isn't just another rookie. He's a University of Georgia standout, a hometown hero of sorts, and arguably the most anticipated Falcons draft pick in recent memory. Yet, after just a couple of early practice appearances, he's vanished from team drills. The official word? Not much. Just a vague reassurance from head coach Raheem Morris that it's not serious. But Falcons fans have heard that tune before. What's even more unsettling is that Walker has been spotted working out on a side field with linebacker Troy Anderson, who, it should be noted, is on the physically unable to perform (PUP) list himself. Neither player wore a helmet. When a guy you're counting on to change the DNA of your defense starts missing multiple days of padded practices, it's fair to be on edge. The quotes rolling out of camp haven't exactly poured cold water on the speculation either. Outside linebackers coach Jackie Smith was clear when he said, "Obviously we would love for him to get the reps. He needs the reps." That statement alone speaks volumes. Jalen Walker is expected to transition into an edge rushing role, but he's not as seasoned at the position as many of his rookie peers. Every missed snap, every day on the sidelines, it's all time lost in a learning curve he can't afford to stretch. Now contrast that with fellow first-round pick James Pierce Jr., who has been setting the tone and living up to every bit of the pre-draft hype. His aggressive, high-energy style has become emblematic of a defense trying to reclaim its bite. Pierce, in the words of linebacker Caden Ellis, has an edge to him, a trait that head coach Raheem Morris and the front office made a point to target all offseason. Morris himself admitted this mentality shift wasn't just about adding talent. It was about adding a mentality, a swagger, a relentless approach that could turn the Falcons from a fringe contender into something far more dangerous. "We wanted to add a little edge to our football team," Morris said. "All the really great ball players that I've been around, they got that edge." This shift has been most visible in the trenches. On day 4 of camp, the first day of full pads, the defense imposed its will, dominating the red zone period and sending a message: this unit is tired of being overlooked. After finishing near the bottom of the league in pressure rate, sack rate, and total sacks last season, there's a very real hunger in this building. And the coaches? They feel it too. "It's contagious," Morris said. "I can already feel that edge, that hunger, that obsession to go out there and be the best versions of ourselves." So where does that leave us as week 1 slowly creeps closer? On one hand, there's an energy building in Flowery Branch that hasn't been felt in years. Young players like Pierce and Kobe Bryant are emerging, and the culture under Morris seems to be hitting its stride. But on the other, there's a cloud of uncertainty hanging over Jalen Walker's status, and until that clears, questions will persist. What do you think, Falcons fans? Are you more excited about the newcomers or more concerned about the silence surrounding Walker? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And just as the defense is beginning to find its edge, the offense finds itself in a battle of its own, especially in the wide receiver room. The early loss of Darnell Mooney to a significant injury has forced a reshuffling of the depth chart. In response, the Falcons brought in veteran DJ Chark, but the competition behind entrenched WR1 Drake London has only intensified. Ray McLeod and Kyle Pitts are rotating heavily in the slot, with names like Kaderil Hodge, David Sills, and Chris Blair getting critical reps during team drills. Quarterback Michael Penix Jr., who's been closely observing the shakeup, shared after practice, Ray has been stepping a lot. I saw David Sills come in and make a lot of big-time plays. Chris Blair, he's always been consistent since I've been here. These words aren't just filler, they reflect the urgency and depth the Falcons are developing in real time. Even Pitts was seen lining up with the receivers during walkthroughs, though he didn't take part in full-speed team drills. It's clear the coaching staff is experimenting, trying to find combinations that can click quickly. Every day of practice now feels like a micro-audition for these bubble players, who's going to fill Mooney's shoes when the lights come on. In the secondary, there's an intriguing mix of youth and experience. Veterans like A.J. Terrell and Jesse Bates are mentoring rising talents like Xavier Watts and DeMarco Hellams. Hellams, still clawing his way back after missing much of 2024 due to injury, is making his presence felt. He and Jordan Fuller spent time with the second team, while rookie Xavier Watts took first-team reps beside Bates, and Watts wasn't shy about making contact. It's fun to watch, Morris said of the secondary rotation. And you can tell, this isn't just coach speak. The competition back there is genuine. Players are flying to the ball, pushing each other. It's no longer about filling spots. It's about earning them. Even special teams is a battleground. Kicker Young-Ho Koo is facing real competition from German import Lenny Krieg. On Tuesday, Krieg missed 2 of his 5 kicks, including a shanked 32-yarder, while Koo went 4 for 5, missing only from 52 yards. The sound of the ball off Krieg's foot may be louder, but Koo's consistency and experience still shine. Return duties remain up for grabs as well. Jamal Agnew and Ray McLeod have been alternating on punt returns, adding another layer to the latter's value. With so many players fighting for limited roles, versatility might be the edge that secures a final roster spot. And speaking of edges, Raheem Morris was loud and clear about it during padded practices. Be intentional, he shouted every time a player hit the ground. The staff is walking a tightrope, fostering toughness while avoiding unnecessary scuffles. Though there was a brief flare-up between tight end Felipe Franks and a group of defenders, it fizzled out quickly. The tension is there, but it's being channeled productively. The Falcons are clearly leaning into a rotational philosophy, especially along the defensive line. Players like Morgan Fox, Brandon Dorless, and David Onyemata are cycling heavily to preserve freshness and maximize disruption. It's a calculated approach, and one that signals the Falcons are preparing for a season-long grind. As the first preseason game against the Detroit Lions looms, every snap, every rotation, every rep matters. The path to trimming down to 53 players is getting more intense by the hour, and with the spotlight on Atlanta this offseason, the stakes have never felt higher. Falcons fans, do you believe this edge Raheem Morris is preaching will finally translate into a dominant defense? And with so many new faces battling for spots, who's caught your eye so far? Comment below. Go Falcons!